So let me tell you about my Sunday morning. Found out that the Prime Minister was going to be speaking in Cambridge on Hespeler Road, which is 10 minutes from where I live. So I figured I got to go check this out and see it for myself. I drive over to Hespeler Road about 45 minutes before he's about to speak. There was a bunch of protesters there, but very quickly it got out to the crowd that this was a decoy location and that he was actually speaking on Lindsay Road. So there was a lot of confusion. A bunch of protesters stayed and a bunch of people left to go to Lindsay Road. I chose to go to Lindsay Road. Now, here's what's interesting. As I'm driving there, the roundabout to get to Lindsay Road was blocked off by police officers. The other way to get into Lindsay Road was blocked off by police officers. Thank you, Google Maps. I put it in there and it showed me a different way. And literally, I come in, the last parking spot on the side of the road, I pull in and take it. Literally, as I pull in, the police car comes right behind, blocks off the road. It was pretty wild. So the first thing that went through my mind, and I don't know, I'm not big into politics. I've never done anything like this before. What I assume that when a politician is speaking, they want everyone to know where, so that all of his supporters can come out and hear about the new incentives or whatever they're doing and support type of thing. But it seemed like they were doing everything in their power to not let people know where he was speaking today, because there was actually a third location at St. Bernadette or something, and apparently they'd have some things set up there, and there was a bunch of protesters there as well. So they were really, it felt like they were trying to thin out the crowd. So I walk up the road, and now another thing I assumed, one of the reasons why I really wanted to go was to see the differences of opinion. I assumed that the crowd would have been, a bunch of Trudeau supporters, obviously, and then there would have been the people that don't support him. And just that conflict would have been fun to sit back and kind of watch it all unfold. Well, let me tell you, with an unbiased opinion, it was 100% one way. There was not a Trudeau supporter in sight. 100% against him. There was a lot of very, very passionate Canadians who had a lot that they wanted to say to their Prime Minister. I'll summarize it that way. And even while we were there, people were hearing about this St. Bernadette location, and some left and some stayed. And then we found out he was coming in on the other side of the building. And so the whole crowd's running over there, and some stayed and watching the cars come in. And then here was the thing. When he was actually speaking, could not hear a word he said. The way they had it set up, he was basically in a factory, if you will, with the doors open. But there was so much, so there was the factory, there was then, like, say, for example, would be the parking lot, then they had buses and cars, and then police officers and SWAT to keep the crowd away. So there was nobody that was there to hear the speech that could even hear the speech, not even a word of it. So I have no idea what he even spoke today, which, again, I found confusing, that I thought that's what the whole thing was, but now it makes sense because he probably would have never got a word in edgewise. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you some clips from my experience being there. I don't condone any of this stuff, but I also understand the division and why it is there. I think our country is in a very, very, very bad place, which is not good, obviously. But again, so this is just, let me just summarize. This is just a Canadian who found out the Prime Minister was literally speaking 5 minutes from his home, thought he would go check it out. These are some clips. I will say, if you're offended by language or anything like that, then you probably don't want to watch these clips because there is some language in there. But again, this is just what I have no idea what they're going to play on the news for you or what they did show. I would love to see that, but it was a wild experience that I just wanted to share with people so they could see what really happened. Right or wrong, this is what happened today in Cambridge.
Trudeau is a traitor! Are you gonna arrest us all? Why aren't you arresting Trudeau, you piece of shit? Why aren't you?